Hello, everyone. What if one day you walk into your classroom and you are told that this is your last lesson ever in your own language? Sounds shocking, right? Well, that's exactly what happens in the last lesson by Alphonse Daudet, one of the most emotional, symbolic, and powerful chapters in your syllabus. This story is not just about a classroom, not just about a subject, it's about language, identity, regret, and patriotism. So, if you want a complete and lucid explanation, make sure you watch the video till the end. You are watching Booster Classes, and I am Sushma Singh, your mentor. Talking about the background of the story is actually set in 1870 when France was defeated by Prussia. The regions of Alsace and Lorraine came under Prussian control. And here is the shocking part. The Prussians ordered that only German would be taught in schools, replacing French. Now, this shows linguistic chauvinism, forcing your own language on others to dominate them. Now it's time to meet little Franz, who is also the narrator of the story. Now, at the very beginning, you find that little Franz is afraid of going to school. Why? Because he hasn't prepared his lesson on participle grammar chapter, and he fears punishment because his teacher, M. Hamel, is a very stern one. Now, instead of studying, he is distracted by warm sunshine, birds chirping, and soldiers drilling. He chooses temporary pleasure over studies and responsibility. When Franz reached school, he found that there was no noise, no chaos, there was no great hustle and bustle, which used to be the part of a school on any normal working day. But that day, everything was silent, just like Sunday morning, and the silence created a feeling of seriousness and sadness. Something unusual was about to happen, something was not normal. And that's what Franz noticed. He was surprised to receive a polite reply from M. Hamel instead of being scolded for being late. And Hamel also was in his occasional attire, beautiful green coat, frilled shirt, and embroidered black silk cap, which he always used to wear only on inspection and prize days. He wore this to honor his last day of teaching. Franz was equally shocked to find elderly people, the villagers, were sitting on back benches in the class, and everybody looked serious and sad. Now, let me tell you about the big announcement made by M. Hamel. And this was a thunderclap moment for France. Why? Why was it a sudden shock? Because M. Hamel announced that this is the last French lesson. Order has come from Berlin, only German to be taught in the school of Alsace and Lorraine. And he also announced that the new teacher will join the next day. So he asked everyone to be attentive. Now comes the turning point in the character of Franz, because let's see the emotional shift. Now, after the announcement, Franz feels deep regret. The books he once hated now seem like old friends. His sudden change in his attitude towards his books reflect his deep appreciation for his language as well as education. He experiences personal growth, making him aware, and he realizes that we understand the value of something only when we lose it. He was deeply pained at the thought of M. Hamel going away and forgot all about his cranky nature. He became sympathetic towards him and developed a newfound appreciation for his teacher. On this last day, the classroom was not filled with just students. Villagers were sitting at the back. Why? They experience, even the villagers, all the elderly people experience a deep emotional loss when they were forbidden to learn their mother tongue. They came to express regret for neglecting their language. They also came to express their gratitude for M. Hamel for his 40 years of dedicated service, and their presence was also a gesture of respect towards their country. Their presence shows collective regret, guilt, helplessness, as well as patriotism. Now comes the time in the chapter when we see that M. Hamel says something very important. He says that we all are responsible for the decline of education and cultural preservation. We all, the students, parents, and even he himself, all failed in their educational duties because they all took their language, mother tongue, for granted. He says that parents prioritized money over education by sending their kids to work. Students lacked a thirst for learning, and even he himself acted irresponsibly when by suspending classes when he wanted to go for fishing. Procrastination destroyed opportunities for them. Now comes the golden line by him. He's considered French the most beautiful, clear, and logical language. He says that language, their mother tongue, is like a key to prison because it can help people break free from oppression. Losing a language means losing identity and freedom. This was the powerful message conveyed by M. Hamel on the last day. France felt a deep sense of helplessness under subjugation and thought sarcastically that even peasants might be forced to sing in German. He recognized that just as cooing is natural to peasants, French is a natural part of their life for the people of Alsace and Lorraine, and imposing German on them is something irrational and unjust. This thought highlights a profound truth when he reflects that will they make them sing in German. So this highlights a profound truth. While humans may attempt to dominate others, they cannot truly control their inner spirit. Just as birds remain free despite captivity, the human spirit resists oppression. It also highlights the immorality of imposing German, as forcing a foreign language upon people not only strips them of fairness but also threatens their spirit and identity. On his last day, M. Hamel is overwhelmed with emotion. He looks around the classroom as if trying to capture every moment. His voice chokes, but he continues teaching with same dedication, passion, and pride. And in the end, he writes on the board, Vive la France. Now, this is not just a sentence, it is a powerful act of patriotism and resistance. And without speaking, he dismisses the class. A silent, emotional ending. So, what do we learn from this chapter? We learn to value our language, respect our culture, never procrastinate. Education is a privilege, not a burden, because sometimes the last lesson comes when we least expect it. Well, now you'll see the story is rich in symbolism. Some of the prominent symbols used in the chapter are bulletin board, which symbolizes oppression, blackboard symbolizes resistance, last lesson is the symbol of loss and regret, church clock, the end of an era, and each symbol deepens the emotional impact of the story. Thank you all for watching the video till the end, and do tell me in the comments, have you ever regretted not studying on time? And don't forget to like, share and subscribe.